SSI Motorsports has their guy. What's next for RTJ? Plus Tuesday results, the World of Outlaws back racing, and more. Let's go. It's Wednesday, July 10th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Did you know that over at DIRTRACKR.com, I've got an entire section of the website devoted to just dirt racing stats and analysis. It's got race results and stat breakdowns for all the top national series and special events, and at this moment is approaching 2,000 races worth of data. There's a ton of information that you can check out there for free that includes race results, there's driver pages, and a bunch of stats. But if you want access to every tool and number I use for researching the daily shows, grab a subscription to DIRTRACKR Plus. $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year. The year subscription effectively gets you about 2 months free. And you can cancel anytime very easily. You don't have to email me. You don't have to call. You don't have to send smoke signals. Just go on your page and hit the cancel button. And you also don't have to worry about inflation, as this is the same price I've been charging for Plus since I started it, I don't know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Signing up gets you access to the Plus dashboard, which has added stat tools and visualizations. You unlock more than 25 extra features, including exclusive insights not found anywhere else. Whether you're a race fan, member of the media, or work for a series or track, DIRTRACKR Plus is the perfect resource for current dirt racing data to elevate your knowledge. Both World of Outlaws series, all three USAC national divisions, the Chili Bowl, High Limit, Lucas, Eldora special events, and a whole lot more. Some of your favorite drivers and media members already signed up for DIRTRACKR Plus. See everything Plus has to offer and sign up for a subscription over at DIRTRACKR.com/GetPlus. Kicking off today with the big news from last night and something we've been talking about the last few days in the aftermath of the Ricky Thornton Jr. and SSI Motorsports split. SSI team owner Todd Burns has hired Hudson O'Neal to be the new driver for the team. The team issued a release last night around 7 o'clock, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. Kevin Kovac at Dirt on Dirt, he's got a full rundown if you want to read that today. O'Neal will debut with SSI when the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series kicks off a busy stretch tomorrow night at 34 Raceway. If you watched the last two daily shows, you know this was expected. This would, what we've been talking about was going to happen, but we did get a few more details in the release, and that most notably, that crew chief Anthony Burrows will stick with SSI and lead the efforts going forward for O'Neal. Huddy will bring crew guy Nick Hardy to the team, joining existing crew members DJ Williams and Justin Tharp as well. Burns was quoted as saying the split with RTJ was the hardest decision he's made, and he wished him luck. With Burns already backing O'Neal to some extent in his own effort, we've talked about, hearing about the engines and the hauler help. This hiring seemed to be the only one that really made sense after dropping Thornton. And with O'Neal's recent trajectory and having Burrows still in charge, this should vault O'Neal back into the conversation for race wins and a spot in the Lucas Championship chase. He is currently 125 points out of fourth, down in sixth. That fourth position right now being held by Tim McCready and the Rocket House car that obviously O'Neal departed earlier this season. We know that Huddy can win big races. We know he can win championships. And with everything at SSI's disposal, I don't see any reason to not expect O'Neal to run up front. If he and that team struggle, though, the criticism will be loud from fans who already don't like what they've seen transpire the last few days. We obviously don't know the full details and likely never will, but based on performance alone, this move seemed inconceivable. So I do think the pressure will be on this whole group to win and win pretty quickly. On the RTJ side, rumblings are that things are proceeding with his next opportunity, and I would be surprised if he wasn't at 34 Raceway tomorrow. I've heard a few different options mentioned, and I'm kind of reluctant to talk about them without more solid information. You get DMs, you get text messages, you hear all sorts of things, but I'm just not super sure that I feel good about talking any of them yet. In what I see and based on conversations I've had, I would expect him to stick with the Longhorn camp. The 5S on Monday night with Steve Shepard was a Longhorn. I've seen some confusion about maybe that being a Rocket, but it was a Longhorn. And I would think that Steve Arpin would want to keep RTJ in the Longhorn fold. That should narrow down some of the rumors out there. I've seen a ton of comments as well about Thornton going to the Rocket house car at some point in the near future. I don't know if that's something people are actually hearing or if it's just some sort of wishful thinking. It is my understanding that Mark Richards has reached out at various points in the past to RTJ, but if I was a betting man, I don't think I'd put money on that outcome. Anything is possible, I just don't see that as likely. With just a little more than 24 hours until cars hit the track with Lucas, we should know at least what the near-term future looks like for Thornton very soon here, so stay tuned. All right, moving on to some racing. Mid-America Midget Week began last night for the USAC National Midgets. This was their first race back since Indiana Midget Week ended in early June. But we had a similar result to that last race with Daison Pursley again going to victory lane. Pursley now has 4 wins in 9 series races this season and an incredible 8 top 5 finishes. Had it not been for that late crash at Sweet Springs back in May after he led, we could easily be talking about 9 top 5s and 9 starts. And just to make this even more impressive, those 8 top 5s are all also podiums. This is the type of run we've seen in recent seasons from guys like Logan Seavey and Buddy Kofoid. The win pushed Pursley's championship lead to 87 points over Cannon McIntosh. Zach Dahm finished second using his own car and a borrowed engine, and Justin Grant was third after leading 11 laps. Fortunately for Seavey, he DNF'd after bowing out of the lead on lap 8 with mechanical issues. Seavey has fallen to 4th in the standings and already has as many finishes outside the top 10 in 2024 as he did all of last season. This Midwest trip continues tonight with a stop at Mitchell County. You can watch live over on Flow Racing if you are not headed for the racetrack. With the Super DIRTRACKR series last night, we had maybe a bit of a surprise winner for the 77-lapper honoring Dale Plank. Matt Williamson, Tim Sears Jr. both led early after they shared the front row together on the start. But on lap 23, it was third starting Jimmy Phelps who took over from Williamson in lap traffic on a very slick Thunder Mountain track. Phelps was out front for the rest of the feature, picking up $7,700 and his first Super DIRTRACKR series win since 2022. The last time Phelps was an SDS winner was at Weed Sport that year on August 15th. Behind Phelps' win, Williamson held on for second with Sears third. Matt Shepard had a good run in fourth, still looking for that first SDS win, but Williamson did extend his championship lead to now 18 points over the 9S. Anthony Perego sits third at the moment. Big Block Touring Series is right back to action on Sunday with a stop at Weed Sport. Week 5 with the Summer Nationals, not off to a great start so far. The opening round at Shady Hill was lost to weather, and yesterday's race at Hartford was a victim to the wet stuff as well. They will try again tonight at Butler Motor Speedway with Crystal next on Thursday, Oakshade Friday, and the finale on Saturday at Wayne County. There's also a makeup show on July 18th at Sycamore, plus the Modified Nationals are part of the Prairie Dirt Classic at Fairbury later this month. Tyler Erb leads the season-long standings, and the week-long championships so far have gone to Erb, 2 to Jason Fager, and 1 to Tanner English. Trevor Neville appears to be on his way to the Modified Nationals titles. He's currently got a 260-point lead over Mike McKinney. At Beaver Dam tonight, the World of Outlaws sprint cars returned to action after having the July 4th week off from competition. When it was all said and done, the only drivers we saw race last week with the outlaw restrictions lifted completely was Logan Schuchart and Brock Zierfoss during PA Speed Week and Gio Scelzi at Knoxville. None of the other 9 full-time outlaw teams took advantage, even with a few others not far from places like Knoxville last Saturday night. At the moment, David Gravel, the championship leader over Donnie Schatz, with Carson Macedo and Scelzi also within 100 points. Kofoid, he's 5th, 148 back, and would likely need a massive charge to drag the Roth 83 back into the fight. The Outlaws will race 3 of the next 4 nights with 2 shows at Wilmot coming up Friday and Saturday, and then next week it's Attica on Tuesday for the Brad Doty Classic, and then what will likely be 4 nights at Eldora for most teams. That includes the 2 high limit shows Wednesday and Thursday, and then the Kings Royal festivities Friday and Saturday. We'll see if Logan Schuchart can carry any of his recent momentum into the coming weeks. He's fresh off that first Outlaw win of 2024 at Cedar Lake, plus 2 victories during PA Speed Week. The Outlaws will be live on Dirt Vision tonight. Looking at the other dirt racing podcasts this week, Wing Nation has Logan Wagner, Dirt Track Confessions has Jessica Friesen, the Dirt Nerds have Ryan Sutter, Dirt Tracks and Rib Racks has Danny Sams, Hoagie's Garage has Shayla Bade and Taylor Reimer, Dunewich on Dirt has Josh Shantz, and there are new episodes of the Dirt Reporters, Turn 2 Terribles, Getting Up to Speed, the Hammer Lane, and the Drivers Project. To find something new to listen to, head over to DIRTRACKR.com/podcasts. Besides the races I've talked about already today, there is a lot of other options around the country that includes USAC East Coast Sprint Cars at Action Track USA, plus a bunch of local and regional action. Make sure to head to the streaming schedule at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight for a full rundown. That's it for the Daily Show today. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.